All right, thanks so much, Anita. It's the only one of its kind in Southern California, a multi-million-dollar pediatric center for children with Down syndrome. Charla Hank with Rady Children's Hospital is here to tell us all about the grand opening and why the center is so important. And of course, you can hear Sarah here and her mom, Krista, are here at Marquee, and they're joining us to tell us why it's important to them as well. Thank you all for being here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
So tell us what you said. It's not a full-time center that's open just part of the year.
Right, exactly. DS Action, which I'm vice president of, they had, we are a group of parents and grandparents and people in the community, professionals in the community, and we decided there was a need for a center, a medical center for people to go to. So we started working with Rady Children's Hospital, and believe it or not, in less than a year, they helped us to create the center, which opened on January 15th.
That is huge, the fact that in that amount of time you can get that much done. But it just shows their commitment to making sure that they can meet the needs of so many kids here in San Diego County.
Exactly.
Now tell us why this, she is just adorable. But you spent some time at Rady even before the center was in place. Tell us a little bit about your stay there with her.
Well, when Sarah was born, she had a pretty severe case of pulmonary hypertension, which is pretty common with kids with Down syndrome.
And tell us a little bit, what is that exactly?
Pulmonary hypertension is basically when your lungs can't get the oxygenated blood to the rest of your body. And so she was on a ventilator, and we weren't able to hold her for a couple of weeks, but they took really, really good care of her, and we learned a lot about Down syndrome then. And got immediately, connected in with a community of other parents with children with Down syndrome. And she had to come home on oxygen for a few months, but she's off of it now most of the time, and she's doing really well. And we're excited about the center too, because it kind of gets everything you need in one quick stop.
And I can understand, too, for parents, anytime, like, my son is sick and you don't know what's going on, it can be really difficult. And just being able to understand, as you were saying, there are some things that do go along with Down syndrome, and just understanding and educating yourself must be huge as well.
It's a big, big part of it, is because knowing about it is half of the battle. So you know about it, you can get further with it. So, and it's great for parents that, didn't have to go to the NICU. They might not have as much information, because they didn't have to right away. So these are things that kind of pop up anytime as the kids grow up. So it's real important.
And how is it for you knowing, too, when you go into the center, that everybody there is going to be very familiar with issues that could impact your daughter, where you're not having to educate sometimes even the providers that can be difficult?
Well, that's huge, because I don't have the information. They do have the information. So knowing that these are people who are specializing in these conditions, they're seeing kids like Sarah, every month, and getting more. It's also getting them more specialized people getting to see these kids. So it's huge.
And being able to have the same people to see them over and over again, it helps the kids get used to the whole situation as well.
And consistency.
Well, tell us a little bit about fundraising, because you can't do this without a lot of money.
No, and we've been actively pursuing community sponsors, as well as we've had a lot of just personal sponsors, which we really have appreciated, but we still have a long way to go. DS Action has committed that they would provide the funding to be able to support the center, but we need to move on to additional projects, such as something for adults, which is really huge. So we want to hurry up and get our goals met, and people can find out information on our website about the center, as well as about our fundraising events that are coming up within the next year.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I was going to say, and that's www.dsaction.com.
Give us some idea how many people in this area are impacted by Down syndrome, if you have any idea.
I can tell you, even just our small community of just the young, 0 to 3 even, we've probably got at least 30 families just within our small group. And we've heard some numbers that have come out from some of the other agencies that there's probably a few born every month.
All right.
So there's quite a few.
Down syndrome hits about, I think it's 1 in 800 live births. So it's something that's very prevalent.
So a resource for years to come for people here. Thank you so much for your work and getting together. We're so glad to meet you, Sarah. Bye-bye. 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 Oh, you're so sweet. Well, for more information on the center or how to give money, just log on to our website at fox6.com. Oh.